7:45 in the morning at Indiana in the Morning on WCCS, AM 1160, 101.1 FM. Of course, we're brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. Kristen Koehler from the IUP Lively Arts Department with us this morning. And Kristen, I would think it's a lively time of the year, isn't it?
It certainly is. I almost feel like I have the perfect lead-in since the University Museum was the announcement right before I was talking, and I wanted to let people know that there is an exhibition happening right now with alumni from IUP from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and as it said in the listing, that it is always free. So we invite people to come check out the University Museum and see the opening exhibit at the museum. So, you know, we're happy to help promote their events as well. So we're not only just live events, we're also arts events as well.
You're all one big happy family.
We are.
Yes.
Well, you know, we're happy to be under the College of Fine Arts at IUP. So.
All right, your brochure course is available for folks to pick up at various locations. I know we have several of those out at our front reception lobby, but let's take a look at some of the activities that will be coming up.
Sure. The first event that will be happening this season is actually an I Heart IUP event, which is one of the events from IUP's students, faculty, and alumni. And this coming Saturday, September 21st, we're having Birth of the Cool, a tribute to Miles Davis, which I think is going to be a wonderful event. And I'd like to note, if you do have a brochure, please note that this event has been changed to the Blue Room, which is a floor down from Gorell Recital Hall. And it was moved to give a better feeling for what it's like to sit in a live jazz performance. There'll be tables out. I believe that some refreshments will be available from student groups, and we'll just give a really good vibe for that type of performance. But I'm looking forward to that, and that's Saturday, September 21st at 7:30. And we are running a special that's happening during IUP's Family Weekend, and we are running a special where if you buy one regular priced adult ticket, you can get a student or child ticket for half off using the code FAMILY. I would just encourage people with this production, as in any of our productions, if you're interested in saving the $3 per ticket fee service charge, just make sure that you come to our box office anytime between noon and 5 p.m. at in the Fisher Performing Arts Center lobby, in between Fisher Auditorium and Waller Hall, down on the main floor, and purchase your tickets in person to avoid that fee. And that's before the day of the show. So you still have a little while to get your tickets this week to avoid the fee. And, you know, we're grateful for people to understand that those fees help us keep our tickets online. So.
Okay, so that is this weekend coming up. Okay.
And coming up for our opening Ovation series event, we like to kick it off like we've kicked it off in the past several years with Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra. And that's going to be on Saturday, October 12th at 8 p.m. in Fisher Auditorium. And we're excited to have them join us. Now, their performance that they did not too long ago with Beethoven's Eroica, that has won a Grammy nomination, and they are going to be bringing that production back for people to enjoy and hear their artistry live. So if, you know, we're excited to have them back. So that's the opening production for Ovations, and we have a lot of other great shows as well. Okay,
of course, it's going to be a busy end of the year, October, November, going into December.
Right. And we have, following that, we have a group called Niaz, and this is happening during International Education Week. We're very happy to be partnered up with the IUP Office of International Education as one of our valuable sponsors, and they're helping make this event possible. And that's happening on Tuesday, October 21st in Gorell Recital Hall. And Niaz, it's an international group, and they blend Sufi poetry and folk songs from the Middle East to India. And they have rich instrumentation, and they also create some electronic music with that as well. So they're updating it. But the front woman for the group is Ali. She's Iranian and Indian, and some of the works that they've been in Hollywood with some of their music, and their music has shown up on movies such as The Matrix, Prince of Persia, Thor, The Dark World, True Blood, and Bones as well. So it's not just happening in Gorell Recital Hall. You can hear their music on soundtracks and on TV shows as well. So,
okay, and that will be again. That's October.
Mm-hmm. And following up in November, I reached out to the IUP Department of English to find out their level of interest in doing this. And, I'm hoping that there are a lot of local schools in the area that still have 1984 on their reading lists for students, and from George Orwell. Because the Aquila Theater Company is bringing in a production of 1984 by George Orwell. And boy, I mean, you talk about something that's really pertinent to today. For what was that I was reading recently about Facebook and tracking that's going on with their latest update with the iPhone. I guess we're finding out that people are tracking us more than we knew. So Big Brother truly is watching. So I think that there's some themes that will be especially pertinent to us today that will find even more meaning in this production.
Is music a part of that production? Do you know?
I don't believe so, unless it's underscoring.
Right.
But that would be a play from the theater company. But we do have music in the event after that. Okay. We're bringing in Rent, which is one of our 2 Broadway shows that's happening this year. And can you believe it's already the 20th anniversary?
I was looking at that, and that's not a misprint.
I know. I felt very old when I read that, because I thought that came out just yesterday. But that's happening Thursday, November 21st at 7 p.m. That's earlier curtain time in Fisher Auditorium of the IUP Performing Arts Center. And, there are some mature themes in that, as well as some of our other shows. So we, just be aware of that.
Maybe you want to leave the kids at home.
Maybe.
Night, right? Yeah. Yes.
And for people who want to get into the Christmas spirit, the holiday spirit, we have the Swingles coming in with their production of Winter Tales. And that's happening Tuesday, December 10th at 8 p.m. And no, it's not it is the group that's been around forever, but you can see from their picture that, they're new members, that they update them year after year. So we're excited to have them join us. And if you're not aware who the Swingles are, they are a group that's based in London, and they've been around, I'm trying to remember, since the 60s. And, they've won Grammy Awards for their works. And if you're somebody who would like to get a little preview of them, just go to YouTube and type in Swingles Christmas, and you can hear some amazing music.
And they're an a cappella group,
They're
right?
an a cappella group,
right.
Correct.
Okay.
So I think that'll be beautiful. So... and that's happening on Tuesday, December 10th at 8 p.m. in Gorell Recital Hall. And following up after Christmas break, winter break, we're having the Amani Winds. And that's happening on Thursday, January 30th at 8 p.m. in Gorell. So 2 Gorell events, one after the other. And they've had a 20-year career, and they've also been Grammy nominated, and they are going to be here when District Orchestra is in town. So we're excited to have them do some outreach to our local high school students and bring their artistry to Indiana.
It's the schedule of IUP Lively Arts that we're taking a look at this morning with Kristen Koehler. So that takes us, that's the highlight for the month of January. And then, of course, we'll go on to February. And boy, you have, I think, a band or a group that a lot of people have heard of or are familiar with the River City Brass Band, right?
Yes, and they're bringing in the Brasstacular, which is kind of some hits from Broadway and Hollywood, and just like a nice variety and some Americana music. And that's going to be happening on Friday, February 7th at 8 p.m. in Fisher. And we're looking forward to having them come in and get people excited. I know that we had Monozzle Brass this past year. River City is more local, and I think we have some great artists that are not too far away from us down the street in Pittsburgh. So.
Now, give us a little bit of information about the February 14th presentation.
Yeah.
What is that?
I know. Well, for those of us who were born many years ago, the first time I was introduced to Mummenschanz, I was a little kid watching The Muppet Show, and they had an act that was on, and they are called the Theater of Silence. So I would say that these are the predecessors of groups like Blue Man Group. So they're more of a visual theater, and they're called the Musicians of Silence, and they'll do visual theater. So if you take a look at the brochure, you see a couple of swans that are face to face. People are using these musical instruments that look like faces, and they pluck their face. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and that's something that would be suitable if you can't find a babysitter that night. It's an event that you could bring your kids, and that's called You and Me, and that's happening on Valentine's Day,
right, February 14th.
February 14th.
Okay. I don't think we're going to be able to get through the entire schedule, but as we mentioned, brochures available here at the radio station, and where else can people pick up the information?
Sure, they can go online, and they can actually download our brochure if you go to iup.edu/livelyarts and scroll down until you see the cover of the brochure. Click on it, and you can get all of our latest updated information.
All right, sounds good. Kristen, thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
It's going to be an exciting season of activity over at IUP, and of course we will keep you up to date throughout the weeks and months to come for that activity that will be coming up.